The freeze on student loan payments is coming to an end. Financial professional Michael Neuenschwander from Outlook Wealth Advisors is joining us with the latest on the student loan forgiveness and how borrowers can prepare to pay off what they owe. Oh my goodness, Michael, we were just talking about this. This is huge. A lot of people are talking about this. First of all, Michael, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Sophia. Glad to be here.
So let's just tell folks, what is the latest on President Biden's student loan forgiveness program? Because it's like up in the air. There's so many questions.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we're waiting for the Supreme Court decision, which we should expect literally any day, here before they break for recess. But the program was designed, to forgive approximately $20,000 in student debt for 16 million people. But it was really aimed for people who earn under $75,000. But right now, as we said, it's all on hold due to multiple lawsuits, against the plan.
Right. Okay, so when will folks see those student loan payments resume? Should they just keep paying right now, or should they wait? Or I feel like I was in this for a while because I just got done paying my student loans off this past summer. I only had a couple thousand left, but I was like, I want to pay attention to this. It's not a lot, but it's a lot, right? So if folks are paying attention to this, what should they do right now? Should they continue to pay?
Well, a lot of people kind of did the same train of thought you did. It says less than 1% of people have actually been paying on those loans, so congratulations on paying yours off.
Thank you.
But as part of the debt ceiling deal that was passed last month, those payments have to resume in October.
Okay.
And so interest starts building up starting in September. So it's sort of time to start getting your game plan or your ducks in a row, because it's coming whether they do the forgiveness deal or not. Payments are starting in October.
And some folks are paying a lot, right? I know someone who's been paying $600 or more, like $800 for a month for their student loans. And that's a lot of money when, say, you've paused it for so long. So what is the best advice for folks to prepare for that big chunk of money to come back out now?
Well, a couple different strategies. I mean, one is, even though we said it doesn't start till October, begin revisiting that budget today. So as you said, for some people it may be a few $100s, for some it's close to $1,000 a month. And so begin looking at where that money is going to come from. Is it one or two less meals out to eat, cutting a streaming service or two? But you don't want to get caught by surprise by simply waiting till October.
Yeah. So would you say that the budget, writing out all of your expenses for the month, writing out what you're bringing in, and then writing out your debt, is that kind of the best place to start?
It's a good place to start. Another tip I always give people, as much as you can write things out, go back and actually check what came out of the bank account, because sometimes those numbers don't match.
Right.
And you want to make sure you're really accounting for everything.
And you forget.
And there are some useful tools available, like studentdebt.gov is a good government website where you can develop a couple strategies to say, if you depending on your loan balance, is your goal to pay it off in 5 years or 10? But it kind of walks through what do you probably need to be paying so you can achieve that goal.
Okay, what about if folks are planning a vacation of some sort? Is this the moment to really say, like, look, we can't do these things. We have to just stop eating out, taking vacations, change it up completely?
It's going to take a good look. I don't want to be the one to tell people you don't want to escape some Houston heat, because definitely a little vacation is nice. But back to planning ahead. That says, can you really afford to do that today, or maybe do you need to dial it back a little bit? Do a driving trip instead of airfare? Evaluate that. But October is coming either way, and we've got to start making those payments again.
Okay, Michael, really quickly, and then what should folks really consider? High schoolers, families, they're going to college soon, and maybe they're thinking about getting into student loans. What should they really look at before they go down that road?
Well, there's a couple of honest discussions you got to have with yourself, with your family. Is the career you're going into, do you really need a 4-year degree? Could you get by with a 2-year associate's? Are you good with trades? Do you want to just go directly into a career field and start making money? The other is, if your career field calls for a 4-year degree, does it need to be a private school? Does it need to be out of state? I mean, we got lots of great institutions right here in Texas, so why pay so much to go out of state?
And there's so many options now. Like you said, you can start taking your prerequisites at a local school, local college, a community college, save some money there, maybe then transfer, or you don't necessarily need to go, depending on what you want to do.
That's
for 4
right.
years. All right, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was so good to have you. Such
Thanks.
great advice. Thank you. October is coming. Got to be ready for those loans to restart, repayments to begin.